Hey, everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge podcast, episode number 272. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Follow me at the Sky Lounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, and also check out the Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And without any further ado, let's get shit started with episode number 272. Piggyskin Picks 2 review, NFL week number 2. And in week 2, boys and girls, hey, the pick'ems, we did all right. 14 out of 16, 87.5%. Goddamn. Much better than 10 out of 16 compared to last week. But unfortunately, we continue a trend that we had last week with bets. 0 for 4. Again. So for those of you counting, that is 0 for 8. Yes, the gambling really kicked me in the dick in week 2. But hey, we're going to come back stronger. But there's not a lot of hope right now. But hey, man, it's okay. Don't take it too fucking personal. Sometimes losses happen. That's life, kids. You gotta get back up. And I think the Cleveland Browns got that message. Because after getting their asses kicked by the Baltimore Ravens in week 1, they go ahead and grab a win against the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday Night Football, 35-30. Now, this is the curious part about this game. Joe Burrow went ahead and threw 61 times. You heard me. 61 attempted throws as I clear my throat here because I thought that was absurd when I saw the stat line. But it's true. There is really nothing in this Bengals team. And Joe Burrow is going to have a rough rookie season. He is. But I think he's going to show glimpses of how good he really is. And I think he has a lot of potential. I really think he does. Although I'm more partial to Baker Mayfield. I am. I'm a Baker Mayfield fanboy. I will absolutely just admit to that if somebody asks. And in this game, Baker was fantastic. I thought Baker played really well. He looked like he got his swagger back. But of course, people are going to just look at the stats. Oh, he got an interception. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, relatively speaking, this entire game, Baker looked so confident, so crisp, so on point with a lot of his throws and his footwork. And I just thought, okay, cool. This is the Baker that Cleveland needs, and I hope they can keep that kind of confidence moving forward, especially with the new head coach in Stefanski. But I'm going to also be really fair about this game, too. Both defenses for the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals played like trash. Obviously, the Cleveland Browns defense held it a smidgen better. But yeah, these two teams in the AFC North, they look as though they are going to be interesting to look at. But maybe it is the Steelers and Ravens division to take. But I hope the Browns do really well moving forward. But that was Thursday Night Football. We had to wait a couple of nights and days, but along came Football Sunday. And my God, did we get quite the fucking treat to start the morning. Oh my God. You know, I have to clear my throat again. Because I have to just make sure I don't choke on my own saliva. Just like the goddamn Atlanta Falcons. Holy fuck. So the Falcons lose to the Cowboys 40-39. A pick I got correct again. But let's break down this game real quick, okay? In the first quarter, the Falcons led 20-0. And by halftime, the Falcons are comfortably leading 29-10. And the ebbs and flow of this game just kind of has Dallas at the precipice of doing something, but Falcons able to suppress it out. And by the fourth quarter, with 5 minutes left, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Falcons are leading by 15. Yet somehow, with less than 2 fucking minutes left, the Cowboys make it a 39-37 game. Okay? And this is where Greg Zuerlein steps up for the onside kick. Now, kids, the onside kick is a very, very difficult thing, right? If you're the kicking team trying to catch the ball back to gain possession again, it's a very difficult thing to do. But when the special team on the other side doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, your job becomes a lot easier, okay? And why is Greg Zuerlein called Greg the Leg? Because he fucking kicks this goddamn football, it spins, and does a little twirly shit, and it's as if you're watching some sort of special anime move when you're thinking, okay, the main character just put some bullshit ulti move, right? And then the enemies are just kind of looking around like, wow, what do we do? And holy fuck. You can have any of these players just maybe crawl, maybe lay on the goddamn ground, or like try to impede the ball before, maybe getting to the 10-yard line. Although I know you have to reach the goddamn 10-yard line, but you can prep yourself for that eventuality when it's going to happen, right? But you had 5 fucking Falcons player just standing there, and I can name these 5 fucking players. Julio Jones, Hayden Hurst, a dude named Graham, Niesman? Fucking screw that goddamn name up. And Zekas. Just look up the goddamn names. Look up the goddamn play. Look at the goddamn numbers. There are 5 Falcons player. 5. Okay? Just standing around, watching that ball just twirl itself 10 yards. And then it's Cowboys player CJ Goodwin that has the actual brain capacity to think, oh, maybe I should catch this ball because I'm a Cowboys player. And if we get the ball, we get the fucking ball back in possession. And then maybe Dak can get us a goddamn win because Dak's been playing brilliantly all game. And they do. Dak is able to throw a very clutch throw to CeeDee Lamb, who makes a very clutch catch. And the Cowboys are in close enough distance to have Greg the Leg seal the game with a 46-yarder. And ladies and gentlemen, you have to realize this too. The Falcons had a 99.9% chance to win this game. And holy fucking shit, the other crazier stat that came out of this game was, since they started tracking turnovers, teams who had scored 39 points with 0 turnovers went to win their games 440 times to 0. All right? Before this game, if you score 39 points and you don't turn over the ball, you will win 100% of the time. 440 fucking times. But the Falcons are a statistical anomaly. Their choking is such a fucking black hole in probability and logic and common sense that statistic of if you score 39 points and have 0 turnovers, that fucking stat is now 440 to 1 to 1. And that 1 comes in the form of Dan Quinn and this fucking Falcons team. Holy shit. Fire Dan Quinn. Fire the GM. Hell, sell this team. Every time Arthur Blank steps on the fucking field and tries to get involved with this team, something always awful happens. Okay? This is the same fucking thing that happened in this game. Arthur Blank stepped on the goddamn field, and then you see this horrendous onside kick happen, and I'm just thinking, you did the same fucking thing in Super Bowl 51, dude. Why are you on the fucking field again? What are you doing? You know, I feel really bad for Julio Jones. I feel awful for Julio Jones. He is the best receiver in the league. He dropped the pass in the game. Shut the fuck up, dude. Even Julio has a fucking off day. Holy shit. And yeah, he was part of that fucking onside kick disaster. But, dude, you don't think he's fucking traumatized by the failures of this goddamn organization of the Falcons? This man deserves a real quarterback. He really does. Matt Ryan, is he to blame on this game? No, not really. No. But holy hell. In its entirety, I could argue this all fucking day, and I do argue this all the time. Matt Ryan is not good enough, and Julio Jones needs a better quarterback. And that defense for the Atlanta Falcons, what a fucking joke. What the fuck do you think you guys are doing? What in the hell do you do with a 20-point lead, then a 19-point lead, then a 15-point lead? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Choke, choke, choke. And this is why the Falcons will never get my respect. Because they have choking in their genetics. It's the Falcons and the Seahawks. You never 1 yard line. You blew a fucking 25-point lead in the Super Bowl. And in this regular season game, you blew multiple double-digit leads in various parts of this game. And holy shit, you don't even know what the fucking onside kick is. Unbelievable. But as much as I'm shitting on the Atlanta Falcons, I need to give my due credit here to Dak Prescott because, man, if you don't think Dak is a franchise quarterback, you are ridiculous. And I've been saying pay Dak for the longest time, and I'm not even a fucking Cowboys fan, man. First time in NFL history, a quarterback throws for 400 yards and rushes for 3 touchdowns. Yeah, Dak's the first one to do it. And because AT&T Stadium actually had some sort of fan level capacity there, at like 20%, I believe, like only 20,000 people there, there was a possible, home field advantage there for the Cowboys to siphon off of. But man, this Cowboys team showed a lot of resilience and they played really well. But dude, fuck this fucking Falcons team. Holy fucking shit. Fuck this goddamn Atlanta Falcons team. Absolutely disgusting displays of football that we saw on Sunday. But to continue on team bashing, I also have to shit on the Minnesota Vikings here real quick. The Minnesota Vikings take an 11-28 loss to the Indiana Colts. And am I salty about losing my fucking 14 parlay where the Vikings were literally the only fucking ones that didn't meet the spread? Yeah, I am a bit salty about that shit. But, oh my fucking God. This Vikings defense is an absolute disaster. You made Phillip Rivers look like he was Joe Montana. You made this fucking offense of Mo Alley Cox and a lot of broken pieces because of injuries look like the goddamn 49ers of Bill Walsh. Is that an over-exaggeration? Possibly. Possibly it is. But your defense is trash. And add to that injury, put some salt on that wound. Kirk Cousins is, oh boy, turning into Derp Cousins into just full form, full fleshed out Derp mode. How many fucking millions of dollars do you have guaranteed tied to this guy's contract? Like how much? Like 150, 100 fucking 40? Holy fuck. I thought the Jared Goff deal was bad, but my God, this Kirk Cousins deal is just ugly as hell. But Vikings just get cream pied on another Sunday. And the Colts, yeah, they get a win, but Phillip Rivers, really? You're going to just still think he's the next piece to get you going? Oh, okay. All right. The Colts will fucking buy whatever the fuck they want to buy. It's like Buccaneers fans saying, it's a great team. It's a loaded offense. It was a Super Bowl. And although, to be fair, I did say they were going to win the NFC Championship and lose to Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs go on to win a back-to-back Super Bowl. But I digress. I don't really trust this Bucs team. Yes, I got the pick correct, where the Buccaneers beat the Carolina Panthers 31-17, and I did have the goddamn Panthers at plus 9.5 on this game, which sucks balls, but something about this Buccaneers team just kind of feels off, and maybe it has to do with Tom Brady not being as good as advertised, but who the hell knows? Maybe he gets better throughout the season. Maybe this offense starts clicking a little bit more, but don't really trust this offense and this defense for the Bucs. Just meh. I know you have to go against Christian McCaffrey, who did get injured after a touchdown, but we'll see with, possibly stronger competition if the Bucs are really all that. But the Panthers is just in full rebuild mode, man. Yeah, the CMC is injured. You're done. Teddy Bridgewater's just going to trot out week after week, just get a couple of fucking practice reps in there, and you're going to just lose games. Matt Rule rebuild. Let's see how it works. But contrary to belief, the Jacksonville Jaguars are not rebuilding. This team is actually not that bad, and I was completely wrong. And you know what? Because I've had kind of a switch in thought process, I thought I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars money line at about plus 350. It's unfortunate because they only lost by 3 points, 30-33 against the Tennessee Titans. And although I did get the Titans pick correct, it's kind of bummed out I got that one correct. But I will say this, because of my incorrect assessment and my constant and consistent bashing of the Jaguars, Gardner Minshew looks pretty damn good. Year 2 Gardner Minshew, wow. I gotta say, this dude is a tough son of a bitch, and their defense is actually pretty damn solid. And who the hell knows? Maybe 2-3 weeks later, we can see a very, gelled and well-oiled Jacksonville Jaguars team. But on this week, they lose, but in a very admirable kind of way. So kudos to them. And the Titans, on the other hand, it's more like, really? That's all you can put up? But And week 1 was just the fucking Gostkowski kicking disaster. And then week 2, it's more like defense just kind of struggling. Offense had its day in parts, but I don't know. Do we trust this Titans team? I'm kind of in a iffy state right now, despite their solid record at 2-0. Kind of similar to the Chicago Bears. They also go 2-0 after a win against the New York Giants, 17-13. Another pick that I got correct, kids. But here's the thing. It's another week where the Bears win. They go up 2-0, and some of their fans think they're world beaters. But really? You think this is the greatest fucking thing? Like, what, since the 85 Bears? Stop. This is delusional. I think Mitch Trubisky hasn't really faced a decent enough defense yet where he's going to get tested and perhaps look like his normal self. But maybe I'm being overly harsh. But then again, it was the New York Giants. And holy crap, the Giants are just also fucked. They're also going to buy in for the tank bowl. Saquon Barkley is out for the season. All right? He's done. So you bring in free agent Devontae Freeman and you're just off to the tank bowl. Have fun. If you get that number 1 overall pick, do you really keep Daniel Jones at that point? Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. But the Giants are dead in the water. Even though they also have a very gross 0-2 partner in the Eagles. But we'll get to them in a bit here. But the Detroit Lions at 0-2 is just this point of pure depression as an objective football fan. Because, yeah, the Packers won. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Aaron Rodgers looks great. Yeah, Aaron Jones looks great. All that shit. Yada, yada, yada. But the Lions, man, you were leading 14-3 in the first quarter, and then everything just kind of falls apart because the floodgates open. And all I got to ask is, why is Matty P still around? What is this team doing to just get this motherfucker out? Jesus Christ, man. It's really depressing to just watch this team. And I can only imagine just being a fan of this Detroit Lions team just on suicide watch every goddamn football Sunday. Just, yikes. And every Thanksgiving, they have to watch their goddamn team on Thursday because their TV contracts are all set up like that, which is just a disaster. But, yeah. Your eldest brother beat your ass again in the Packers. Are we surprised? No, not at all. But what was a very surprising and close game was the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. 31-28, Bills win. Correct on that pick. But, whoa, Fitzmagic. Fitzmagic just came in real form in that game. And Dolphins may be 0-2, and they spent all that money in free agency. But I actually don't have a good point to follow after that. Here's the thing, though. I mean, if they continue to lose, maybe the Tua experiment starts early, but it's a bummer of a loss for them. Very close, but no cigar. But hey, for the Buffalo Bills, great win. Josh Allen with plenty of fucking yards in 2 weeks now, and you're thinking maybe this Bills team has got what it takes. Who the hell knows? But your real test, is going to be against the Patriots. You know that shit. Come on. Bills, Mafia, come on. We all know that. You're not waiting for anybody else. You're waiting for the fucking 2 weeks where you're facing the Patriots and really stamping your mark on this division. And you know what? Kudos to you guys. I hope you guys can really do that. But let's move on into the San Francisco 49ers taking on the New York Jets in an ass stomping by the 49ers, 31-13. And Jesus Christ, the 49ers are a hospital ward. And after we go through all the games, we're going to just go through a bit of the injury list here for the 49ers. And it is just insane how many people are injured for that team. But as a rival fan, am I taking joy in it? No. I mean, their players injured. That sucks. But simultaneously, it lessens the competition in the division. So I'll take it for what it is. But for the Jets, holy fuck. As a Seahawks fan, can somebody please help Bradley McDougald and George Fant get the fuck out of the goddamn organization? This butt fumble of a fucking franchise needs to goddamn stop acquiring any good players because it is just a hellhole. Adam Gase is a head coach. Why? You are going to continue to ruin Sam Darnold and you put no pieces around him. And honestly, with your luck, I know you're not going to get the number 1 overall pick. You're probably going to get number 5. Just because that's how your fucking organization is just shit on by the football gods in the universe. So, yeah, free Bradley McDougald and George Fant out of that goddamn trash hole, please. I would love them back in our squad. Especially having more safeties. With the Seahawks would be great. With all the fucking injuries. But, hey, let's move on into the next game where the LA Rams put a fucking beating on the Philadelphia Eagles, 37-19. And on a pick that I got correct, I'm kind of bummed out that I got it correct, man. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. The Eagles are wingless and winless to start the season 0-2. They and the Giants are the only 0-2 team in the NFC East. Yeah, just remember the football team. All right, the Washington Redskins, a team formerly known as the fucking Washington Redskins, have a win against the Philadelphia Eagles. And this Eagles team on Sunday against the Rams was absolutely atrocious. I mean, let me throw this out there real quick about the Philadelphia Eagles. If this trend continues, you have to look into firing Doug Peterson and that GM. What the fuck do you think you're doing with this team? The arrogance of Doug Peterson at times to not admit to his fault and just roll along with what's happening is kind of sad and pathetic to watch. And to think that a lot of the players here was responsible for winning a Super Bowl against the New England Patriots seems like ages ago. So the Eagles seem like they're just resting on their laurels from a couple years past and nothing's getting better and just stagnancy and complacency. Whereas the Rams, they feel like they're reloaded. I hate to say it, but the Rams look really fucking good. Yeah. They can run the goddamn ball. Jared Goff is a complete ass. And that defense is doing work. Fuck. I hate it. I hate it as a fucking Seahawks fan. I do. But that's the reality we got to live with. And another reality that we got to live with is the fact that the Denver Broncos are done. Like, the Denver Broncos are fucking done, man. I don't know how long Drew Lock is going to be out, but Cortland Sutton out for the season. I mean, it's not looking great in Broncos country, man. No Von Miller, but they made this game much closer than I thought they would. And the Broncos at +7, if anybody took it, good on you, because that's a solid bet. Whereas this Steelers team, when you look at that, +7 covering from the Broncos, you'd think Is the offense just a little bit mediocre at times? And is the defense a little stifled? I don't fucking know. I don't know really what to make of the Steelers from that regard. But all I can tell you is this. If that defense had a trouble time with Jeff Driscoll, how the fuck are you going to handle somebody like, I don't know, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrows, a revamped Baker Mayfield? Good luck. I mean, I don't think certain 2-0 teams are world beaters like the Steelers, but certain fans will push that narrative very hard. But it is what it is, man. Just like the Broncos being done. Womp, womp. But we move on into the Sunday afternoon games where the Washington Redskins, a.k.a. the team with no name, took on the Arizona Cardinals and got an ass beating by the Cardinals 15-30. Now, here's the fun fact of the day. I didn't know Kyler Murray was half Korean. Holy shit. Yeah, being a fucking Korean myself, I thought, when somebody told me that shit, I was like, there's no fucking way Kyler Murray is Korean. Then I look at his profile, then I fucking study up his biography, and I thought, holy shit, there is a half Korean dude who got picked number 1 and is leading the Arizona Cardinals into relevance again. Wow, interesting. I mean, what happens when you get a fucking number 1 receiver in DeAndre Hopkins? And yeah, good job, Texans, on that fucking stupid ass move. But hey, the Cardinals are rolling along, and the Washington football team. This is the fucking season I expected for you. If you go against actual good teams, you're going to fucking lose. So, yeah, I don't really give a shit what happens to the goddamn Redskins, the Washington football team, or the team with no name. Have fun. Have fun, whatever you're going to fucking do with the goddamn owner. No fucking fans and none of that shit. Just in the spheres of succeeding. You're just a goddamn PR project at this point. So, now, speaking of DeAndre Hopkins dominating, the Houston Texans could have definitely used him. Yeah, so they have their home opener against the Baltimore Ravens in a not surprising 33-16 loss against the Ravens. And yeah, you just got to fire Bill O'Brien. You really do. I mean, he's a cancer to this organization. And Deshaun Watson looks so frustrated, and I feel terrible for the guy. You got to deal with Bill O'Brien's shenanigans and bullshit. And the guy thinks he's the fucking emperor of this team. And quite honestly, he sucks. And this Texans team is trash. And if they go for the number 1 pick, I don't fucking even know at this point, man. There are certain teams that you just think, how deep are you going to tank? Because your team is trash. And Bill O'Brien is going to continue to sink this Texans team down all the fucking way to the tank bowl. But the Ravens, 2-0. 2 solid wins. But I don't really rate you as the number 1 team in the league. I really don't. Because to me, that test comes on Monday Night Football in Week 3 against the Chiefs. And if the Ravens can, prove me wrong there, then they're the number 1 team. But in my eyes, you know what's weird? I still think the Kansas City Chiefs are the number 1 team. I know they got a very close OT win against the LA Chargers, who were really nothing. And yes, they started rookie Justin Herbert, number 6 overall pick. And there is a bit of controversy with that shit with Anthony Lynn wanting to start Tyrod Taylor. And you know what? I totally get the mentality. I mean, number 6 overall pick, if you send him out there within a division with very fucking solid pass rushers and heavy defense, not just in the AFC West, but just in the AFC in general, you don't want to break your asset. And the Chargers have a prolific history of damaged goods. So, gotta be safe about that shit. And yeah, I get it. Justin Herbert actually played pretty damn well in this game. But the reason why I say the Chiefs number 1 is because no matter how much fucking points they're down by, it doesn't matter how the outlooks of the game seems to be, the Chiefs always figure a way out. And Harrison Butker in overtime with the 58-yard game winner, brilliant stuff. Of course, you question Lynn's kind of brain fart moments there in that game. But I look at the Chiefs and think, wow, this is still the Super Bowl team that we saw from Super Bowl 54. And everyone's just kind of underrating them because the Baltimore Ravens have had 2 very dominant wins against 2 defenses that honestly look like shit. But this Chiefs team, this Chargers defense is actually playing up to their snuff in this game. So, am I surprised by the spread and the Chiefs not covering? Yes, I am surprised. But am I surprised by the win? Not at all. Team's clutch. They know how to get it done. Now, speaking of clutch, shout out to the crew in the Seattle Seahawks defense, getting that 1-yard goal line stop to kill the game on Sunday Night Football, where the Seattle Seahawks beat the New England Patriots 35-30. And of course, Bill Belichick versus Pete Carroll. You always get a beautiful battle of just attrition skills. I mean, just every fucking thing you can imagine that's great about the game of football. I mean, these two coaches bring in each and every fucking time. And I'll tell you right now, I have a lot of respect for this Patriots team and how they've built themselves up, revamped themselves, and Cam Newton looks great. Somebody like myself who doesn't like Cam, who is a very vocal anti-Cam kind of guy, I can tell you right now, he looks so much better than the past few years that I've seen him post Super Bowl 50. And Belichick is just a football nerd, dude. He knows how to get the best out of his players. He knows how to just work it. And a 1-1 New England Patriots team, I wouldn't put them down. This team looks to be very dangerous, very contentious for that, first spot over there in the AFC. Is fucking fluttered with my words there. But yeah, this Patriots team looks really good. And what can I really say about the Seahawks? The defense was kind of stifled. Quandre Diggs being out really played a huge factor. Bruce Irvin being out for the rest of the season along with Marquise Blair is a bummer, but we got Russell Wilson. As long as Russell Wilson's good, we're good. I mean, this guy is MVP, but I already know talking heads are going to be pushing for guys like Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, new kid on the block, Kyler Murray, potentially Gardner Minshew with the swag that he's going on right now. And honestly, if between, the Jaguars and the Raiders, they get 10 plus wins, I mean, Derek Carr is easily somebody that you could put in that conversation. So do I demand Russ get an MVP? No, not really. I'd rather have him win Super Bowl MVP, but hey, a win is a win is a win, 2-0, and the Seahawks are going to be facing the Cowboys on Sunday, so I'm very excited about that. Very excited about Dak and the boys taking on my Seahawks. So go Hawks. Great fucking win on Sunday Night Football. And finally, the last game of the week, we had Monday Night Football, the New Orleans Saints taking on the Las Vegas Raiders for the first time in their home in Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I got this pick wrong. The only second pick that I got wrong in this week's NFL games. And all I got to say is, I don't care if I'm wrong. Congratulations to Las Vegas Raiders on a great home opener, great win. And this Gruden's Raiders team is really impressive. All I got to say is, wow. I mean, to have such characters like Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Abrams, Derek Carr just doing the work and, following the swags of how the Vegas Golden Knights had their home opener, it's very impressive. And I hope good things come your way as we look on the other side with the New Orleans Saints. Jesus Christ, bro. Really, Sean Payton? Really? This is how you're going to do things, you arrogant fuck. You're up 9-0 early in the first quarter. You have an option of PAT kicking and getting just a 1 point. Or you arrogant fuck, you go for the 2 points. You convert that shit, get a flag, and just settle for the 1 point. You don't think Chucky's going to remember that shit? Dude, the amount of fucking times that Sean Payton has actually choked over the last few years, no one's really realizing this shit. This guy is an overrated head coach. And I'm not going to lie to you. As creative as he is, I think Sean Payton is kind of a douche. He sucks. But people are always going to love the Saints. Doesn't matter. It's Drew Brees. It's Drew Brees. Of course it is. But, man, you know what's nutty? Injuries in week 2. Week 2 injuries, man, were absolutely insane. Obviously, with the Seattle Seahawks, we talked about Bruce Irvin, Marquise Blair. Irvin with the ACL tear, Marquise Blair with a knee injury, out for the season. Fucking sucks, but Seahawks have to figure this shit out, man. But, hey, glad we're not the 49ers because, dude, this fucking team is a hospital ward. So, before the game, there were already heavy list of injuries. And just a bevy of names that you would think they're very important, but yeah, they're on the injury list. George Kittle, D Ford, Dre Greenlaw, DJ Jones, Jason Verrett, Deebo Samuel, Richard Sherman, Richie James, Ronald Blair, and Julian Taylor. Holy fucking shit. That's a lot of names. But that's not all. Go into week 2. Raheem Mostert, knee sprain, multiple weeks. Tevin Coleman, knee sprain, multiple weeks. Solomon Thomas, ACL tear. He's out for the season. Nick Bosa, ACL tear, out for the season. Jesus fucking Christ. Jimmy GQ, subbed out in week 2 with a high ankle sprain. Oh my God. But he should be okay. But wow, the 49ers just an assload of injuries, and it's insane. But yeah, at New York Giants, same thing. Saquon Barkley tore his ACL. Christian McCaffrey of the Carolina Panthers, 4 to 6 weeks with a high ankle sprain. Indiana Colts Malik Hooker with the torn Achilles, and Paris Campbell with suffered knee ligament injuries. Denver Bronco Cortland Sutton out for the season, dude. These injuries have piled on all week 2, and this is not all the fucking comprehensive list. There's more. Look on the NFL website. It's absolutely insane. So hopefully and ultimately, kids, everyone stays safe for week 2, after week 2, the aftermath, and kick gears into week 3, and hopefully we have a good season. And on the next episode of the Sky Lounge, we might do some sports ball updates, but be on the lookout, man. All right, motherfuckers. I appreciate you dropping by this episode. Follow me at the Sky Lounge on all, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. My fucking brain farted there. But also check out the Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as I rush this shit off before it cuts me. Until next time, kids. Fuck off. Forget.